4 fears that keep you in a cycle of overthinking and what you can do about it. My name is Ife. This is Are You Happy TV, and here we are humanizing mental health. Let's talk about mental health as a human experience by humans. We can all join in this discussion. I want you to know that humanizing mental health means you don't have to be a licensed clinical professional to join in on the conversation. You don't even have to have been in a clinician's office to join in on the conversation. I want you to know that your opinion, your voice matters here as long as you're a human. All right, so let's jump right into it. 4 fears that keep you in a cycle of overthinking and what you can do about it. Number 1, the fear of a future negative outcome. This is when I'm thinking so hard about what could take place in the future that I'm getting in a cycle of overthinking. What if this happens? What if that happens? It's the attack of the what ifs. What if this thing happens and it's negative? What if that thing happens and it's negative? What if I go down the road and I'm turning left, I'm turning right, and a car comes and I have an accident? Okay, so I should make sure I go left and then go right, and then I'll run across the road really quickly, or I'll wait over here, I'll wait over there. Now that might sound like an exaggerated way of expressing what some thoughts might sound like, but it's the truth. We allow our fear of negative outcomes to dictate our present behavior. So the future hasn't even happened yet, and yet it's here negatively impacting my ability to live freely throughout the world to my detriment. So first fear is the fear of a future negative outcome. Fear number 2 is fear of people and what they think. So a lot of times our overthinking can exist in the realm of our social interactions. I overthink the things I say, and I overthink the things I do around other people because I'm afraid of what they think about me. We are wired sometimes in our society, not just from our upbringing, but also from the world around us, media, especially social media, to want to do things in a way where everyone is happy with us. Our social interactions with other people can make or break sometimes our sense of security in our identity. Now, what's so important is to understand that it's okay to care about how people feel, and it's important that we do care about others. However, this fear keeps us in a cycle of overthinking because when we are not sure what people even think about us, because we can never be sure, we are not in someone else's head, when we're not even aware of what their expectations might be, but yet we're perceiving that their expectations are something in particular, we put ourselves in a cycle where without even speaking to the person, we think we know what they think. And also, we're overthinking and thinking that how they feel about us is negative. Now, we might be surprised to find out that sometimes the people who we think don't like us or we're trying to please, those people might not even be thinking about us at all in those moments. Those people might be thinking about what we think. Those people might be thinking about what someone else thinks about them. So it's important, let's be aware. Our number 2 fear that can keep us in a cycle of overthinking is the fear of people and what they think. Number 3, our fear of failure. Have you ever been in a position where you were trying to move forward into doing something new and you overthunk it? You just overthunk it so much that you weren't even able to make the first steps. What a common human experience that is. Now, what puts us in that freeze mode that paralyzes us is the fear that we're gonna do this thing, this new thing, and it's gonna fail. It could be a relationship. It could be a new job. It could be a new creative endeavor. How often have we allowed the fear of failure to keep us in a cycle of overthinking to the degree where it's to our detriment? I can't even do the thing I want to do because I have gotten in this cycle of overthinking. That fear of failure, we need to address it. And I'll share the fourth reason why we're in a cycle of overthinking, and then I'll talk to you about what we can do about it. So fear number 4 thing that keeps us in a cycle of overthinking is the fear of wasting time or energy. Have you ever thought about, again, stepping into something new and you just can't help but think about, what if I do this and it ends up being a complete waste of time? What if I do this and I end up wasting all of my energy and it turns out to not be something worthwhile? This definitely couples with the fear of failure, and it definitely couples with the fear of a future negative outcome. So now, instead of moving forward and attempting the things that I want to do, instead of doing that, I am in a place where now I'm frozen. I'm in a place where I don't even step forward into anything because I'm afraid that what if I waste my time or energy? So there you go. 4 reasons, 4 fears that keep you in a pattern of overthinking. So what can we do about it? The first steps towards freedom, I say it and I say it and I say it and I say it, is increasing our awareness, becoming aware into what are we thinking? What are we feeling? Now, the first steps are quiet down, hunker down, think about, what am I afraid of? When you ask yourself that question, you can really think about it and you can say, I'm afraid that if I step into this role, I'm going to be taken advantage of. I'm afraid that all of my efforts are going to be for nothing. I'm afraid that I'm going to put my trust into this person and they're going to hurt me. They're going to betray me. First things first, let's write out, let's talk out the thoughts that we are thinking. And the steps after that is now we actually have a choice as to what we do with those thoughts. Now we can say, what do I want to do with my newfound awareness into what I'm thinking? Some of the options that we have to work with include, I want to encourage myself. Is this fear going to be the reason why I don't do the thing I want to do? Am I okay with allowing these thoughts of fear to keep me from pressing forward into the things I want to do? Or is it not actually worth it to me to allow these fears to keep me back? That is such a power move as it relates to fear. Because without our awareness, we can't really get to the place where we actually make a choice. I want to be able to make a choice. I want to be able to say, I have the right to struggle with the fear, but I have more power than I think I do in relation to the fear. I actually get to choose if I want this fear to keep me back. I get to choose if I want fear or any thought to keep me from doing the thing I really want to do. Once I can make those decisions, once I've been aware of the fear, now I can really say, I'll take my power and I'll make the decision on what I do with those thoughts. All right, so there you go. 4 fears that keep you in a cycle of overthinking and what you can do about it. Let's continue this conversation. Have you ever been in a cycle of overthinking? Why don't you tell us in the comment section what that was like? Why don't you tell us if you, had these struggles with overthinking and you were able to overcome it? Tell us what you did. I would love to hear from you. And remember, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this and join the conversation. I really would love to build a community where we're able to talk and have different interpretations of different things and just being able to share those things and grow together as humans. All right. So I hope that you're out there. I hope that you're happy, you're healthy and whole. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.